Good £1 fish. Very, very nice. £1 fish. Come on, ladies. £1 fish. The classic, of course. All right, then. We're ready for the opening pistol round, Ben. So let's see if anyone's going to pistol this one all away as we are in to round one.
Yeah, so Pension is having to unfortunately start on that T side. Could be a bit of a hindrance. But as I said, that was one of the main things, I think, making the comparison between Train and Overpass. So they've decided to not actually allow it to go there because the T side and Overpass is a lot more flexible. And this is actually the old C9 setup, I believe, on Pistol. Although normally there would be a second person in bathrooms as well. But obviously you can see how the intention of this strat is. You basically have cover for everybody in positions. It should be impossible for them to actually get out of this connector area here. Because as soon as Nukedog shoots, Murky can swing, Cypher can also swing, so it should be impossible. Connor's got the B site, but that's no use when the bomb is down. And MT's actually going to be joining up as well. It's going to be 4 players covering that same area.
Yeah, surely this crossfire should be unbeatable right now. They've got the bomb. If they push out, it should be easy pickings for CEX. If they lose this, I would be absolutely flabbergasted. Nukedog doing work for the first. Cypher will pick up the second as Connor goes down like a bag full of pebbles in a pond. And it's just left on Lazar, Ben. The 1 versus 4. He's not breathing anymore as his head hits the stairs.
Does it not hit the floor?
No. It was stairs, Ben. Come on. I know you've had LASEC.
Yeah. 5 MP9s from CEX going into this one.
Not the Bison. Now, interestingly enough, the Bison, Ben, modified, obviously, in the latest patch. The damage value wasn't affected. However, it was the armor penetration that was upped. So it's not as effective on an eco round, but a little bit more effective against armor. So it does make sense, actually. They've gone for the MP9 over the Bison hit.
Technically, would the Bison not be the same against the no armor?
It would still be don't but
it's just slightly better force buy, right?
Which still means that in reality the MP9 would be the better eco basher.
I don't know, 64 bullets of pain. It's quite persuasive.
But they only do like 34 damage though.
Oh, not to the head.
Yeah, but come on.
Who's headshot in these days?
Yeah, who's aiming at heads? Come on. Well, MT
last player
doing a lot of damage. Ooh, Jake M. Oh, Jake M. With the old shake and bake, Ben gets the first, but goes down on the second there to Murky, lurking in the murky depths.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I heard there was going to be a national anthem being sang at 8 o'clock, but I've heard nothing.
Here in Wales?
Yes, here in Wales, Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah. Wales, of course, being the town that we're in California, Ben.
Yes.
New Wales.
On our Minecraft server.
Yeah, of course.
All the sub-regions, you know how it is.
I mean,
it's tough to control all of this.
The ESL UK Minecraft server.
So CEX, using the equipment they have currently, there's a lot of close-range weapons. They're actually going to control B short. And a nice setup actually in play. The trade is immediate. MT with the M4 does drop. They should be able to recover it, though, but the double connector... Lazar can't exactly go out to try and trade this without getting contact.
Lazar, with the AK, takes the head off of Murky. Obviously, a lot of his power comes from standing in the murky water, Ben, so not as effective there on dry land. Cypher going to be able to get the follow-up frag at least back onto Lazar, and they are still down and out on that T side. Only 2 players left alive, Jake M and Eccles. Jake... making his move over towards connector. Eccles has got a little bit of control on short, but impact is there. Jake M sets himself up. He does have all the utility, 2 flashbangs and a smoke, but he's not actually opting to use them yet. I was thinking potentially we would have seen those flashes come in, and then Eccles going for the wide swing. Instead, they're just playing for the contact with the AKs, but it's not going to work out well. They peek into impact. He gets 1. Jake has to trade it, and if he's lucky, he might get away with a free bomb plant at least. Potential for a round win. Smokes off bridge. Flashbang going to go out. He peeks on heaven, and he gets the kill, Ben, but he's going back towards short. Luckily, adjusts himself, Jake! He gets the tag, but not the frag, Ben!
Yeah, actually really unlucky to not get that, I feel.
That is rough, yeah. That seemed like a classic JKM round there.
The J-Rod was shaking the M right there, but CEX do take it, and that was technically a bonus round to some degree, right? MT was the only one that actually did have to upgrade, because he did 4 in the previous one.
Yeah.
So they win the buy round, but the bomb plant means pensioners decide to go for another buy, right? You've got some AKs on the board. Well, everybody has an AK, just meaning there is a lack of utility. So not too surprising, I guess, considering, yeah, more often than not, I don't expect to see the utility be used in the same way we would with a team. So Cypher, really good play here. So they molted the steps, it got put out, they use a flash to get into playground. There's actually a gap underneath that fence as well, bear in mind, that you can peek under with, which is why that spam was so easy to line up. Does he expect Connor to push through though? He's spamming for it, and he does get it. So good awareness there. And technically he can get out as well. Murky smoked to the top of connector. If Cypher wants to pull back the whole way, he can. And that he does. He gets out all the way, so he gets 2 kills and there's no consequence. Oh, that's such an awkward fight for Swaggy to have had to take. Eccles has to jump away from the Molotov. He peeked at the same time. Not looking good for pensioners into this one.
No, it's not at all. This is a big opener for CeX. Obviously, there was a chance this could have been at least a 1-2 split in rounds for the pensioners, and now they're hoping to at least get one on the board here. Lazar going for the bomb plant. Murky rotates in. He has the AWP and the high ground. Support from Cypher as well. Cypher tiptoeing down towards CT, whilst Murky covers towards the site. They're going to need to be relatively quick on the job here. They do have 2 kits, but time is ticking away. And they don't have too long left to play with. Murky getting that pick will be the signal to go. And now Eccles has to rotate back around, playing from short as he holds with the AK. As soon as he hears the bomb tap, he's trying to edge out, spots Murky, but covering the angle with the AWP will get the kill. They'll commit for the defuse and take another round. Unfortunate for pensioners. A couple of post-plant losses now, Ben.
Yeah, I think they were a bit fortunate to get into that one there. Lazar probably shouldn't be getting both of those kills towards Monster.
No, that's not really repeatable as well.
You can't rely on that, right? But the same story as last round. They got the plant, means they can buy again. So impact on the M4A1S. I believe he was using that beforehand anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see what players actually do make the switch, right? Because whenever we looked at Pro CS in the past, it was like a set of like 4 players or something silly, right? That used the M4A1S. It was like Forest, Neo. Did Get Right as well for a time, or did he switch back? There was a certain level of players that used it still.
People that were still set in their ways and would just continue just for the sake of it, out of the habit of them doing it for so long. Now, obviously, it being slightly cheaper, but the stats being the same, will people make the switch just for that slight economic bonus? Remember, that was all it took to spare on the Krieg atrocities that we had for many, many months, purely just based off one change to the price.
So Impact actually still got that kill as well. MT should be able to trade this, and he does. Players coming out Monster though. Cypher did flash it, but peeked before it bloomed. Ooh. Connor yet to actually get on the scoreboard just yet. No kills. Looking to find it though. That he does. It's 2v2. Murky's got the cross, but they can plant safe though, like they're doing here. Murky knows that plant has to be behind the sandbank. Oh, he actually gets into water. So Jacob and Connor have got really good positions for this 2v2. They can both watch a separate angle. Connor had the headshot, and MT's now on his own. 1v2.
MT walks in, Jacob's covering the angle. It's going to be an easy kill with a Kalashnikov, and pensioners finally wheel their way in for an opening round. This game has been close when it comes down to CT surviving, at least in the rounds that have been won. We've had 1-on-1s, 2-on-1 clutches, basically, that have allowed them to save a couple of rounds. So, definitely still a lot of potential for the T's.
Because it was, 2 casualties in the first 2 rounds, right? The pistol round, they lost 1 player. Second round, 1 player. And then after that, it was a case of the gun rounds being a bit difficult.
Being 4 kills, then 3 kills on the CTs, I think.
Yeah. It's very costly, and now they've just gone for technically it's an eco, but MT does have a deagle, and the flash just got used towards long as well. Connor should clean this up. I don't think did he not see Cypher? Definitely didn't. So they got 2 kills in. Still 3 players alive. You can recover those guns as well, because Lazar has to pull back.
I've just realised as well, of course, Whisk It's not here. Connor's here. So it is more of the Actional Pensioners old roster that we saw back from Release, of course.
Started with, right?
The starting 5, which is good. A lot more synergy between these people, you'd imagine.
Yeah, should be the case. So let's see. Should just be a case of holding for X. It's MT you can play the most aggressive of the 3, considering he still has just Deagle. But I feel like it should not be possible. They shouldn't really need to exit towards T-spot. I personally would exit towards short. But it looks like they're going to go Monster Wave. That's just giving a chance for MT here. He probably could have delayed his shooting there a bit more. Consider the bomb explosion damage as well. Trying to keep them stuck in the tunnel. But 1 kill's not too bad either. Thankfully, though, because of those 2 Sage guns, they can actually buy now. Cypher could drop an M4 across or an AWP to Murky, which looks like it'll be the case. Nuke Dog, who saved a weapon, should drop as well, but it doesn't look like that'll be coming through. So Impact has to go FAMAS. I was going to say, I would have preferred if Murky had actually, Nuke Dog even, had gone for a FAMAS drop towards Impact, and then Impact would have had full nades plus armor kit. This is aggressive from Lazar. Swaggy puts the molly out, he's going for a fast B short pick. I think there was a gap on the bottom right of that for the CTs, so he's lucky he didn't stay there for too long. Let's see. So this, I like to call this one the Na'Vi boost, because I remember watching during Pro League Season 9 group stage. Before the game, it was Zeus, I believe, still playing, and he was lining up for the boost with Electronic for ages. Like that same one. So Nuclear gets a kill through the wood. MT pushes, Murky has to kill it along, it does get traded by Eccles. JChem has walked out. Did MT see him? He just tried to jump spot it. I think he did.
Ooh, Jake. That is unlucky. Coming up, looking to try and get the kill, putting himself into a 1v2 instead. He's taken down, and CeX now have achieved 5 rounds into their CT half. It's going very well this far. It's unfortunate because the scoreline could be a lot tighter if a few of the clutch rounds would have had a little bit more luck for the OAPs.
Yeah, a bit of a difficult one. So there is a Tech9 and Swaggy and Connor. So I believe those are your 2 men to watch, really, aren't they, for this one?
Probably, yeah.
Just out of interest, really, to see if they can get it going.
Curious to see if the Tech9s will just absolutely wreck face into this round. Swaggy looks to be at the front here once they push out, slightly behind Eccles. So here he goes. Look, the solo man charging up. Let's see a little bit of that Tech9's arcs. Let's see what that gets up to into this round. As they are flashed in, he's going to start to make his move and run out towards the site. Molotov over to block off long. You can see, look, he's raring to go, Ben. He's got that Tech9 primed and ready as they bombard towards the site, taking a ton of damage from the Molotov. And the peak coming around, not a single shot fired. Unfortunately for them, Nuke Dog is definitely barking at the right tree. It's a tree full of pensioners, Ben. They're dead. Somebody put that dog down. He's rabid. As you can see there as well, that's actually one of the new map changes, Ben. You see these boxes on top of that?
Oh, yeah.
That was originally it looked like a rocket that was on the A site. It's now been replaced with boxes. Look, see, it's all boxes
of
now.
Illegal goods.
Probably. There's some illegal X-Files action figures in there.
Some very old
screenshots
and such.
Series 1 Dana Scully.
X-ray anti-cheat.
Oh, yeah.
Some real old ones. And Equitas as well.
Oh, man. Don't do it.
Some real awful anti-cheats. Don't forget the SGL AC as well. That was another great one. Yeah, that was really useful.
And there's actually the trophy from the Enemy Down Office Cup. I think it's got your name inscribed on it, Ben. Connor taking the first fight. Does a small bit of damage onto Nuke Dog. Unfortunately, he's already lost 2 of his teammates in Swaggy and Eccles. They've been turned to dust to start this round off, and it's not gone too well at all for the pensioners. Oh, Nuke Dog again. Jaguar in his hands. Will he have the cat-like reflexes to gun them all down, Benjamin?
should be easy pickings for him, right? Cypher just needs to make sure his gun is out. Okay, there we go. He sold the actual location. They're going to try and walk up to him. Nuke Dog gets the first kill. And should be ready for the second if it's needed. There we go. Bomb is on Laser though. 1v5.
Ooh.
No chance.
Yeah, they were trying to find a backdoor into the A site, but luckily enough, it was deciphered by Cypher, and he won the round. 7-2 now for CEX.
Yeah, it's good that he got the camera up on the A site then to make sure he could see when they were coming in.
Yeah, he put down his tripwire a little bit further back, so he had a good read they were pushing in then.
Yeah. Very good stuff from him.
Well played, of course.
7-2.
Quite a Valorant act.
Oh, of course. So B short control is attempted once more. Nuke Dog does spam it for a while. And they're actually complete. So this is the first time we've seen Pensioners take the map control fully as a squad, right? So normally there was somebody in connected delaying this. The boosters come through quite early as well. But they couldn't see impact just then. So the spam coming through. It is 3 players towards A right now for CEX. Murky holds the connector. So this is again showing the way that CEX have been properly preparing in a very structured way for these maps. So let's see how this one goes. Smoke's coming in, so they're actually just trying to delay here. But Nuke Dog does get taken down. It's impact. He needs to just live.
Ooh. Alright. Well, Connor guns his way through impact, holding aggressively towards CT as well. Murky, you've got to hit those. The fact he's given him an opportunity into the round now, Ben, really means it's going to be a rough ride from this point forward. Cypher coming in with the back door. Lazza is holding, looking like he's keen for a no-scope. Scopes in, though, and takes him down, and it's all on MT. Walking his way forward, a barrel full of flashbangs gets dumped out towards Monster, and he doesn't even see his own demise coming towards him in the form of Joe Ducky Loose, the man with the curls.
A barrel full of flashes and a pocket full of frags from Connor as well. 3 kills into the site there. Got the most important one, which I said it was impact, right? Impact needed to stay alive, or at least get 2. Just to slow them down a bit more, to let them not be able to cover as many bases.
Yeah.
7-3 though, it's still a buy from CEX, so not the worst thing in the world. So let's see how this one goes. Short is controlled by Pensioners. And it's the same setup technically from CEX there, because it didn't get seen other than Murky towards connector.
Well, round 11 now, Ben. Ooh, the peak from impact. That is some deep impact onto Connor, as his brain has been burrowed into by that bullet. And it is now a 4 versus 3. Nuke Dog holding place between the smoke, does have the M4 to make some noise, peeks up on top of the sandbag, sees Swaggy, and Swaggy is not standing any longer.
Yeah, not able to hold on to that one. Leza and Eccles on their own here. Eccles, good opening, but he does take a lot of damage for that. Leza needs to actually try and make the move here. It's still a 3v2 in favor of CEX. So Murky is holding this angle with the AWP, as you can see there, the blue line that's coming across. Should have the peak onto Leza at the very least. So just Eccles left. 10 HP. 8-3 then. So the loss bonus is still really high for Pensioners, so the buy will come through regardless, especially with the previous round being won by them as well. But a pause comes through.
Yeah, CEX calling to go for a timeout here, Ben, to assess the situation, it seems.
Yeah, potentially to talk about actually what they want to do aggression-wise as well, to actually list off. I guess there must be a sort of like list of what defaults and sets they do have, in the sense that, like, you know, they just used that same setup last round as they did the previous. They've done quite a few different setups towards B short. You know, it's a case of, do we want to mix that up? Do we want to slow down? Do we want to let them, like, force them into making the play? I feel like that's the most likely thing to do here, because Pensioners shouldn't really have much of a playbook, if any at all. If you force them into that last minute, last 40 seconds or so, they get into a bit of a panic, they have to rely on their aim. Let's see if that's the case, though. So you can still see, I saw Leza, I remember last week we saw him lagging quite a bit, didn't we?
Yes.
So he did actually complain on Twitter about it, and we can see it still here. Like, there's quite a lot of little warping from him. So that seems to be, it was correct in what we thought last week. It is actually him lagging. So not ideal for him, especially. Because it means he needs his teammates to do more than they typically would need to do, right? It's very uncomfortable to see the lags just with the X-ray. Because you can just see his models are a lot more warpy.
Yeah, just jumping about all over the gap. Cypher, with his feet firmly planted on the ground, though, going to be grounding 2 of the pensioners, sending them back to the home as they have been gunned down. Now Murky waiting for the peak towards long. Nice adjustment on towards Jake M. See you later, Swaggy. And it is all on Lazar to try and clutch it out. A potential 1 versus 4 into the round. Murky is going to be hungering to get the triple kill as well. Lazar clearing the angle slowly, Ben. Starts to make the move forward. Tiptoeing his way along. If he clears this angle towards the right, maybe there is a chance for him to win it. Instead, he's going to peek all of them at once and go down to Nuke Dog.
Yeah, difficult situation to be a part of, I guess. You kind of have to, hope there's nobody in a lot of the corners when you're in a situation like a 1v4. Unless you've got full time, a lot less of a confrontational area, especially on the map, I guess, is the other thing, right?
Yeah.
Because that A site is always a difficult area to just move up to, especially if you're trying to get the drop on one angle. There's always another 2 you need to look out for. So let's see then. Unfortunately, the wrong time potentially to take B control here. There's 4 players from CeX there. Ooh. So Connor's probably going to be ready to smoke heaven. Molotov barrels, perhaps. Then everybody else, I imagine, will be bombing this monster area. The flash peek comes through instead. They do see people there. And MT just carries on facing. Well, you wanted the Tech-9s to do work. They've got the 2 entries.
Mate.
Make that a 3rd.
Tech-9's back, I'm telling you. And it is a big dog once again. Connor fragging out as he's able to find that entry. Nicely done from Cypher, at least, to put some kind of pressure onto the tees into the round. Connor gives him an opportunity, but he's too quick on the draw. And this wild Western cowboy will settle his debt.
Nine to 4. I was saying it's probably the wrong round to actually be going toward that B site, but the CT's potentially a bit too overzealous, right? They saw pistols, they got a bit excited, they started to fight it. They're very unneeded, really, when you consider the scenario that they were in. Especially on the money side of things, you can see they're struggling to get a full buy-in. Nuke Dog stuck to a pistol with an MP9 on Cypher. Grenades aren't too bad, but could be much better. So nice Molotov backles just lined up. That land's actually to push him away from party, but doesn't quite work out. MT gets that opening towards JCam.
Losing JCam early could be a little bit of a hindrance into the round, but they do definitely still have a lot of firepower to play with, and they've got an Eccles who will swing wide and trade back onto Cypher. We're starting to see the rotate forming as well for Pensioners as they make their move slowly but surely up connector to attempt to assist Eccles on a potential A play late into the round. They could still go for the B execute if they want to, though. A lot of utility there. 4 flashbangs, 2 smokes, and they've got the Molotov. Connor goes back around towards Monster, and the bomb is going to follow suit.
I think the scary bit is the longer they wait here. Nuke Dog has a grenade still, so Eccles could just be deleted from the server as they start to come out here. Nuke Dog has his nade ready. He's going for the short push instead, though, so that nade will do decent damage to Lazar at least. But Eccles does fall regardless. Impact gets enough damage there. Oh, they're just giving them kills. That's the bomb down on bridge.
Nuke Dog with the 5-7 gets a big opener. Murky as well, going to come out to play with his AWP. They all peak one by one, Ben. There was no potential for trades. It was so stagnant.
Yeah, a lot of peaks that were unneeded. A lot of pushing that was not needed. Very uncoordinated. Not, as you said, there was no trade potential on so many of those. Last round of the half now. One thing to note, look at that CeX kill spread. The lowest kills were on 9, the highest on 13. Everybody's in that same area. And it's a very strong team performance, right? I've been praising them so far about that. It's clearly there. The Molotov into Playground's different, though. I like this. So Cypher's actually going to push this because they have to be stuck on this right wall. Ideally, somebody would flash for him there.
Oh, that's 2 flashes at once, but Cypher not going to be blinded by the light of JChem, no. As he comes out taking names. The head Cypher puts it back into a 4-on-4, but only for a matter of seconds before Swaggy is cut in half. MT wants even more to put to his belt here, holding for the push from Lazar. It's another easy frag, and at this point, it's basically left them in a horrible scenario. 1 JChem, 1 Connor at 50 HP with an AWP versus the world against CEX.
Yeah, 2v4. Connor's already taken that half damage from earlier on in the round as well. Shouldn't really be possible. Impact's playing such a defensive angle as well. They're actually just going to allow them to plant because it's the end of the half anyway. The plant doesn't make too much of a difference, and it means we know where one of the players are 100%. So Jacob's just made some sound cues. That's the guarantee they are towards there. Nuke shows up the molly to actually stop the run up as well. There's so much delaying going on here. That smoke's actually gone bridge.
They both accidentally smoked bridge there, and this could be rough. Meaning short is entirely open. JChem's just going to get shot in the back if they peek. There comes the moment for him to swing, and they're all getting gunned down, and that is an 11-4 half. The CT side from CEX looking way too strong versus the Pensioners at the minute, Ben.
Yeah, it's been what we expected based on Pensioners' previous performances this season, right? We've only seen 13 rounds won by them. It's not looking like that will go beyond 20 potentially here, depending on the pistol. It's just, kind of disappointing, I guess. We know how good these players are, like, individually. That's the thing that's kind of alarming about all of this. So I guess this is a real discrepancy between a team and then just 5 players being put together into a matchup, right? Let's see then. So CeX, 2 players getting grenades. You got 2 smokes, a Molotov, and a flashbang. Typically, in my mind, that means a B play. Whenever I see a Molotov on the pistol, at least that's usually a barrel's Molotov. So Nuke Dog already lining up his smoke, ready to throw it. Can be right from the back corner. And then they do get B short control too. So the Heaven smoke will be freely done by MT if needed to. And he can Molotov barrels, which is where Leza is currently sat. Although he's actually going to Molotov back left. So they need to win the gunfight here.
Ooh.
And that has not happened.
My God, everyone is finding frags right now. All of the shots have hit with the USPs. MT trying to do it all on his lonesome. It's going to be a very hard task for him. Does have time, but he doesn't have much HP, and they're all taking pot shots. He's hoping to at least get another frag on the board, but no. JChem will put him to bed, and the Pensioners get that pistol round incredibly convincingly.
Yeah, very firm pistol round from them. So I believe Connor actually managed to get onto double digits in that round as well. So he's the first player from Pensioners to get double digits. Everybody on CEX is on that as comparison. So quite a way to show that it's been very one-sided. Good nade. Straight onto MT's head.
It's a bit of a dink early on, and the Famuses from Toilet is going to work out quite well for Swaggy. Impact is overthrown. Nuke Dog and Co are getting ready for a raring assault towards the A site as well. And they have just been able to walk out. They've actually got behind all of the CTs. When they eventually start to swing to clear towards the site, it's a little bit too late to realise what commotion has occurred. They're trapped in these awkward angles. Cypher gets a critical kill and scavenges a Famus. MT holding long with the P250. He's really going to need to punish with his pistol prowess, but he's not given an opportunity to do so, as Lazar is showing off his acrobatical skills, Ben. Gliding through the air, gunning them down with the MP9, and Eccles will get the final attack onto MT. Moments there looked a little bit tense, but luckily it does fall back in the favour of the CTs.
Counter-terrorists win.
So what could have been quite a scary round turned into, yeah, a pretty safe one towards the end, right? It was just a case of, you know, there was a chance, right? There was a very small chance that could have gone completely wrong. But for CeX, though, that plant guarantees full nades on everybody, full AKs. Of course, now the SG being changed, it means we're not seeing that as much. So let's see, and Lazar still confident as ever with the peaks. Can he get this one? Yes, he can.
Good stuff. Love to see Joe popping off early into the game, getting that confidence back in. His CT half is normally where he really starts to swing more aggressively with the AWP. T-side in recent form has always been about his rampant rifling. So him and Swaggy are trying to get a bit more control towards the end of long. However, if he oversteps the mark here with a flashbang, then he should be killed by Cypher. Luckily, he is able to survive and pull back.
Yeah, the return was the key part there. So he's actually just going to be opening, well, looks things towards track, which is a bit interesting. So CeX, all of them pretty much gathering in the same area, apparently. The jump spot was seen, so Swaggy shouldn't really do that again, although it looks like he still is. I'm gonna guess he didn't see them when he just did that last time. 35 seconds. Good Molotov, good flash as well. And he had to throw a smoke, and he actually gets the kill, Jake.
Ooh, Murky with an AK,
no.
gunning down two of them. This could really throw the round into disarray unless Joe Ducky Loose is able to clutch it out with this AWP. They're peeking him so slowly. Murky walking into the crosshair, giving Joe plenty of time to punish him. Molotov goes down towards the front of sight, blocking off the easy pathway for MT and allowing another frag from the MP9. Both those guns being upgraded to AKs as well, so that's the worst possible outcome in the round.
Yeah, well, arguably, yeah. It was going very well, and then suddenly Murky got those 2 kills, and you're just starting to think, how is this turned, right? But Lazar, thankfully, even though he's got a bit of lag, he's still getting the kills when required. So that's nice to see. Because, you know, it's disheartening a bit when you see him still go for the peaks and you can see that lag, especially. It's not very nice.
Trying to go for the early peak. This has given the time for the pistols to get a little bit closer, as they've been able to push up somewhat deeper. Worrying, especially when Cypher takes a nade to the face. This will luckily slow them down. They are basically just going to go for a burst on towards the B site now, though. Only one man lurks towards A. One by one, they are starting to get picked off. Lazar doing a good job with the AWP. They're back onto Cypher over at the A site. Impact gets the plant. Ooh. An Impact having a lot of impact with that pistol. That was a crisp shot.
That was lovely. There's definitely a scenario there where he gets the kill onto Connor as well, and they actually do win that one, right? It would have been a 2v2 after that. But wow, that was an incredible shot.
Yeah, that was good.
So they're getting the plant pretty much every time here. So the money, like, even if they lose the next round, they're going to be on the full buy yet again. 11-8. This is where it, you know, the CT side as a mix, I think, is a lot easier compared to the T side, especially when you're against a team, because the team will do a lot more structured things you can predict a lot more. So Pensioners being better on the C side, CT side, not too surprising. Let's see how this one goes, though. This looks like it's going to be a BXX straight from the get-go. FT did see the player go to a short, and Connor loses that gunfight. Oh, that's an unfortunate area you have to line up the smoke from.
Ooh, Swaggy with the M4, Ben taking down Cypher as they're pushing in towards the site. It's still a 3-on-3 though, so there's time potentially for the T's to be able to pick up this round, but it's getting worse for wear as the seconds go by, as Eccles is able to take the fights that he wants. Jacob with a bold swing towards short, might have just thrown it though, as it's now all down to Lazar. Elevated angle, playing towards heaven, trying to catch them off guard from the position he's holding, but they're backing off. Nuke Dog tiptoes back through Monster. He's left the bomb as well, clearing to see if there is a flank from behind. This could still be spicy, Ben.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting to actually pull back as far as he has, right? They should know Lazar is AWPing A. more often than not, he would have been heaven. He's now inspecting much further along, and he's hoping that with the noise of those flashes, that if anything, that's just a poor fake to me. You know, you've double flashed it. There's been no noise that you actually used those flashes.
Yeah.
Nuclear, however, recovered a smoke from B short. I don't think Leza expects Murky to be as close as he is, and Murky should know where he is now. He just had the scope. You don't have to peek him. I feel like that's the wrong play by Murky, but he's got the kill. Very fortunately, that was a right-hand peek for Leza. Second, why bother pushing him? You're giving him a 1v1. He could have just held that same headshot angle we saw Connor hold, right? On that little mound, you can see the top of their heads. They can't see you like at all. But they get the round, 12-8. Potentially making that round a lot more difficult, I guess, than it could have been. You know, they had a smoke, they could have smoked center of site, it could have been quite straightforward, but it looks like Monster Rush is actually the play. There's a Molotov, they're going through it.
Ooh. Okay.
Connor.
T's finding the first frag. Connor still biding his time. Like the Medusa on that orb. A slivery boy as he waits for the opportunity to strike. So selfie, but only getting 2 before he's put back to bed. Laza. Elevated angle again, Ben. Hoping to see them move from the site so we can kill them on the cross, but it's just a mere tag, not quite the kill he had desired. And this is where things really get rough on the retake. You've got an MP9 on Swaggy and the M4 on Laza. That's everything they have to play with if they go for this retake. Swaggy upgrades to the AK. They don't really have too long left. He's going to smoke towards short. Laza could flash out if he wants to. Losing Swaggy, surely that's the call to save the AWP and just back off.
I'm surprised Leza didn't flash pit for Swaggy to clear that, right? He had 2 flashes, could have flashed like far and then flashed close as well, just to try and minimize potential. But nevertheless, it's 13-8. Pensioners, you can see the money, it's just not there. Leza has this AWP. I feel like you have to eco. You have to full eco. You hope the AWP gets 2 picks and then build around it. I feel like they couldn't even buy anything. Even pistols, it's not worth it. You only get 2-4. You're just making your buy even worse at this point. So the smoke towards Monster right from the get-go. The same nades being used by CeX though. That smoke lets them actually do this setup they did before. The BXQ we saw them do in the last buy round. Leza's not there, so it's just going to be pistols with no armor. Shouldn't be able to do anything. Yeah, no kills from the CTs at all. There's so much utility being thrown into there. Like we saw, I think it was Eccles, close Monster, right? He got instantly flashed. And as the flash bloomed, Cypher was sprinting around that corner, gets the kill. Leza has to save his AWP. Yet again. Flashbacks of Godsent versus Endpoint 2017. But, yeah, AWP in hand. Gonna be 14-8. Leza can drop a gun, but it's like, you shouldn't like rely on that. I don't think he'll drop Connor. I'd imagine to at least cash. That's if he survives. MT's going on this corner. Yeah. So no gun. Can't help but feel like it smells a bit like GG in here.
It does smell of GG, Ben. Crazy dude. It's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal. 14-8, Benjamin. It's really quite rough at this point. The buy isn't fabulous at all for pensioners. You've got 2 Famises, 1 M4, an M4S there for Swaggy, and Laza back on the AWP. Utilities at an all-time low once again as well. CEX just tiptoeing their way out over by the fountain to try and go for a burst towards the A site. Laza is the only one stationed on A as well, and he's towards long, so he's going to have no inkling to any of this that's going on.
Yeah. Laza as well, he's got no armor, so it's going to be a case of, dear Joe, count me in. Can you actually get multi-kills on this round? Because I feel like he needs to get 2 before they get onto that site, or as they're getting onto the site, because otherwise I don't think he's, you know, this round is pretty much done for. There's only 1 player on that site, it's J-Gam. He's got utility to delay, but there's a difference if he gets a chance to do it, which evidently, no. He gets the molly off and a flash, but that's it. Leza did get 1 kill before it though, so there's still a chance, especially when the smoke wasn't correct either. good kill found by Murky. Lazar, it's kind of a ticking time bomb behind him right now.
Cypher finds the headshot on towards Eccles. He needs to be pushed, but Swaggy caught off guard by impact, and it's all fallen to bits. Lazar just has to go for the save, and he's not going to get the opportunity to. Caught out by Murky. Ben, it's 15-8. Surely at this point, with the dribs and drabs of a buy that Pensioners are going to be able to pull out into what could very well be the final round here, you've got to give this favor to CEX.
Yeah, definitely the case. Like, we've had a clear difference, I guess, in terms of a team versus a mix, right? Like, CeX have had their set plays from the get-go, set defaults, setups on the CT side, everything's going on. It's just a straight B-rush again. There's no utility, as you said last time. Connor, no chance, but Eccles, a chance. Oh, if he gets the third. There was no trade on that third guy.
And only getting twos left them still in quite a worrying predicament. They're basically walking the plank, but Swaggy is walking straight through the fire and the flames. Gets over towards Graffiti in a nice angle to play from. They still need to get the bomb down. Molotov goes over towards CT to block off the entry route for Lazar. Takes 2 ticks from the Molotov as well for overstepping the mark. And that is going to make it quite a rough ride from this point forward. Grenade rolling in. That's a smoke to try and block off towards CT. Swaggy peeks. If you got that frag, maybe it was the opening they required. Instead, it's still going to be an absolute struggle for them. Pushing out, Lazar's knocked down to 5 HP. Swaggy peeks, and Swaggy is punished. And it's only a matter of time before Lazar falls, surely. He will be taken down. Nuke Dog will win it, and he will win the whole game there for CEX. They lock it down and are going to be the victors